We are with our men's soccer coach, Paul Calpine. First, let's start off talking about the expectations that you have heading into this season.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Last year we had a little bit of a difficult time, particularly scoring goals. And so, in terms of expectations, I'm hoping that this year we concentrate and focus on having just a little bit more offensive punch, manufacture some things, create some opportunities, better opportunities. Having Nate Gergel back, who was a freshman last year, and he got his first college action. This year he's got experience behind him, so he will benefit from that. We've got a couple of new players in on the offensive end, and I think overall my expectation is that we'll end with more goals than we had last year. I mean, I would just like to improve offensively. I guess I have an expectation that the defense is going to take care of itself. In other words, the defensive back is fairly solid, pretty good experience, led by Andy Danner, who broke his foot in the first game last year and now has an extra year of eligibility, and he's got a lot of experience playing. I will say that we don't have a lot of experience in goal. We're working with two goalkeepers. We just don't know at this time who's going to come forward. Taylor Trader has more experience. Ben Zietlow came out for the team this year, more athletic, but not a lot of experience between the posts. So that's my expectations, I guess, from the front to the back. Hopefully more goals, a pretty solid midfield. Steve White returns. We have a new player in Caleb Book. Both of them are very good footwork, passing type players. We have multiple outside midfielders where we can put some new people into the game and keep that creative, and the outside midfield is a place where your physical shape is being taxed. Defensive line, the defensive back, I think is experienced enough to hold their own, and the question mark at goal. So I'm hoping to improve, of course, on last year's record, and I think we can.
We kind of already got into it, but just in general, talk about having a mix that's more youthful as opposed to experienced.
Yeah, we've only got two seniors on this team. And right now, Andy Danner, a 5-year student, but in his 4th year of eligibility, is a captain and has quite a bit of experience. Levi Dunsmore, the other senior on the team, has played up front some, will probably play some in the midfield for us, both in the center and on the outside. He unfortunately had an early season injury, so for these early games he'll see some playing time, but we'll have to see how much playing time he'll get. But that's it for seniors, just those two. We've got a pretty solid core of juniors playing. We have some good sophomore talent, and we've had a couple of incoming freshmen. I probably will only start one freshman, and that will be Ryan Lemke, who will probably start up front. But we've got some other freshmen who are good players, and they'll certainly gain some experience throughout the year. So I'm excited to get the season going just to see what we look like against other competition. We've played for 2 weeks against ourselves, and it's difficult sometimes to really know what you're going to be able to do.
And let's finally talk about just the conference in general. The UMAC is usually very strong, particularly at the top. Just talk about how your feelings going into the season.
Yeah, well, pre-season polls came out, and we have 8 teams in the conference, and we finished in 7 last year, and we were picked pre-season to finish in that same spot. It usually happens that wherever you finished last year is sort of where people put you for the next season. We've got some very strong teams on the top. St. Scholastica returns everybody from a team that was very good, and they play the ball very quickly. They are relentless in attacking and pressing you on the sides. Their counterattack is fast. They're just very good. But we've had some changeover in coaches. So Morris, University of Minnesota Morris, was a very good team. Their coach left to take another job. One of their assistants is taking over, and I'm not sure if it's an interim situation or not, but you just never know what the response is going to be. And then Morris lost a number of seniors. I expect they'll be pretty good, but I don't know exactly what that means when you have a new coach. Crown College has been an up-and-coming college program. They too have a turnover in coaches, but they have a lot of the same players coming back. So I'm not exactly sure what that means. I think Bethany College, which Bethany Lutheran in Mankato, has struggled over the past several seasons, but they've gotten some new players in the last couple of seasons, and a couple of new recruits this year, so that Bethany, I think, is going to be a very good challenge, and they're our traditional rival. It's kind of a natural rivalry since they're close to us. Presentation has a new coach. What effect that will have on that program, which was really had improved tremendously over the last years. And so I expect that I want us to be competitive in the UMAC. I want us to go into these games saying, you know, we may not win them, but we were very competitive. Even against St. Scholastica last year, we lost at home by a very narrow margin. And it was a very competitive game. They just gained the edge in the last 10 minutes of the game or so. So I would like to think, really, and I guess that goes back to my expectations, I would like to think that we just present a competitive game. And I'd like to come out, on the winning side of a lot of those. And I think we can compete well in our conference. The level of play in our conference is good, but it's not over our heads. And I think that the way we've been playing in the preseason, if we can play consistently for a 90-minute stretch, we can be a competitive team.
Coach Calpine, thank you very much, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Mike.